In Renner, Frankie Muniz plays a kind of computer nerd. He's invented this AI technology. He's kind of the leader in the field, and many companies have wanted to buy his AI, but he is reluctant to sell his company. He just wants to grow his company himself. Frankie, he plays sort of like a autistic, obsessive compulsive, introverted type of guy. He has a crush on the new neighbor in his apartment building that has moved in recently. Sometimes he runs into her when he's leaving the building, but he's too shy to talk to her. He has sort of a psycho kind of relationship with his mother. His mother passed away recently, but he's put her voice and intelligence into the AI, and sometimes he just goes off into a room and starts talking to her, and sort of like a weird psycho type controlling relationship that he has with her. One day, Frankie, he bumps into this girl he has a crush with. She's played by Violett Beane, and Violett just came back from a run, and she runs into Frankie in the apartment building, and she invites him for dinner, and he eventually agrees. He's a bit reluctant, but he agrees. He's a bit too shy, and then the next day, she turns up at his apartment to have dinner, but she turns up with her older brother, and they have dinner together. After a while, Frankie and Violett, they form a relationship, a romantic and sexual relationship, and we find out later in the film that Violett and her older brother, who's actually her boyfriend, the boyfriend is played by Chad Powers, they were trying to get close to him so they can steal his AI technology. Renner is directed by Robert Rippberger, and he has directed films such as 7 Days in Syria and Those Who Walk Away. Okay, Renner is not a good film. The whole film takes place in Frankie's apartment and also the hallway outside of his apartment in the apartment building. So the whole film is just that. His apartment is sort of a cross between like a high-end hotel room and a upscale Japanese love hotel. Like there's all these blue and pink lights, and it's the production design is not bad, but it doesn't add anything to the film. This claustrophobic setting just makes the film so small and insignificant. The stakes are so low because we don't see the outside of this apartment, and we don't see any characters outside of Frankie, Chad Powers, and Violett. So it's hard to get invested in this story. And you can tell this film was written by two men, because Violett's character, it just doesn't come across as a real woman. Like she's interested in Frankie, but she is just so over the top and too friendly and too obvious. And Frankie, he's supposed to be a really intelligent guy. I understand he's like a introverted type of closeted type of guy, but he's not smart enough to realize that Violett would never be interested in him in that way. She's totally not his type, and it's just when she starts to come on to him, it's just so cringy, and I didn't feel sorry for Frankie, because it's so obvious that she has ulterior motives and he's not able to see it. And even later in the film, later at the end of the film, when Frankie has her captured and she's trying to get away, she tries to talk him into, I had feelings for you, blah blah, and it's still he falls for her again. And so it's just hard to feel sympathy for him when he keeps falling for the same traps over and over again. And this AI gimmick is not explored at all. It's just basically his mother's voice is in the AI, and he's just trying not to sell his AI, and people are trying to steal his AI. But other than that, the AI gimmick is not used in this film in an original way at all. It's just basically there just to advance the plot. Frankie Muniz, I think he's miscast in this film. He just doesn't convince as this type of autistic, neurotic, obsessive compulsive. He's always like cleaning his apartment. He always has to have everything in a set way, and I just didn't find Frankie as this character very convincing. But basically, the only positive thing I can say about this film is that I quite liked Violett Beane as the love interest. I think she was very charismatic. You can see where her character is going and what her ulterior motives are, but especially in the second half of the film, you're not really sure what she's thinking and what if she's really genuine or not, and her performance really helps to bring that across. So I really think that she was quite good in this film. And Chad Powers as the older brother / love interest is okay, but his like jerk character, he's a bit over the top, and his character wasn't really necessary to the film. I think just having Violett in the film trying to steal the AI would have been enough. So I'm not really quite sure what the point of having this Chad Powers character in the film was at all. I give Renner 1 star out of 5. Apart from Violett's performance, I can't really recommend this film at all. Frankie Muniz is horribly miscast. He doesn't convince as this type of character, and the claustrophobic setting makes the film so insignificant and so low stakes, and it's just such a predictable crime story. You can tell very early on that Violett and Chad, they're trying to steal the AI, and Frankie has this weird psycho relationship with his mother that is strange and doesn't go anywhere. So I can't really recommend Renner. It was a short to sit through. Thanks for watching. What did you think of Renner? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.